talking about? You play to win the game. You don't play to just play. Come after me! I'm a man! I'm 40! Can't wait! Let's go!
Yo, what is up? It's me, Keenan. We're back in the building with another episode of the Hoop Dreams and TD Queens. Jury will be coming on momentarily. But what is going on, y'all? It is the last episode of 2023. We are live here on Sports Empire Network, as well as Keenan Builders channel. So what's going on? Hopefully you are having a great day. Got a lot of things to cover, a lot of things to go over. But before we do, again, make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Again, we are on the Sports Empire Network, and as well as my channel as well. But breaking news coming out of the NBA, we got a trade that happened earlier today between the New York Knicks and the Toronto Raptors. And the New York Knicks have acquired OG Anunoby, and they then shipped RJ Barrett and Emmanuel Quigley to Toronto. Now, RJ Barrett is from Canada, so he is going home to play in his home country of Canada. I think he's from Toronto, so literally he's playing in his backyard. This was definitely an interesting trade. The Knicks definitely are going to miss Emmanuel Quigley, in my opinion. OG adding to Jalen Brunson, already Julius Randle, Julius Randle's actually been playing pretty well, I guess. Some people would say the Knicks, this wasn't a good trade. Should have traded Randle. But I don't know. I don't know. Definitely it should help him. I mean, OG is a two-way player. See what his points average is as of right now. But RJ Barrett definitely was playing well for the Knicks. Didn't think they was going to trade him. Definitely Emmanuel Quigley, good young star, and a 2024 second-round pick is all that it took to get an OG Anunoby here to New York. So right now, OG is averaging, let me see. OG, 15 points a game, 3 rebounds, 2 assists a game, about 48% from the field, that's not bad. So you're getting a good two-way star for the Knicks to help out that lineup. Let's see how it works. But we'll definitely see how things go. And they got Malachi Flynn and Precious Achiuwa is in New York as well. So Precious Achiuwa come off the bench, and Malachi Flynn can come off the bench as well for New York. But we see how that lineup is. Josh Hart come off the bench. We'll definitely see how the Knicks will be with OG and Anunoby in that lineup. So the new big three will be Randle, Brunson, and OG in that lineup. Some people say that this move wasn't smart on the Knicks' part, just because they, got rid of RJ Barrett, who's another scorer on that roster. What if Randle has a slump? Then you got to depend. On OG. What's going on, Benny? Appreciate you. He says I'm not going to make the Knicks any better. Still got to deal with the Sixers and the Celtics. That's facts. And the Bucks as well. What's going on, Bobby? Appreciate you. What's going on, y'all? But I still don't think it's going to move the needle at all. But let's go on, move into the next topic here that we got on hand. We're going to talk about Kevin Durant. We all know KD, Siakam to Golden State. Golden State needs a miracle. Some other pieces to look out for. Of course, you all know Zach LaVine trading, wants to get out of Chicago. I heard Lauri Markkanen could be on the chopping block, could be on the trading block. Siakam could be on the move as well, just like Ern said. Toronto's taking calls. I don't know if they're trying to blow up Toronto, start fresh. Donovan Mitchell, watch out for Donovan Mitchell. Possibly could be on the trading block. Bojan Bogdanovic could be a trading a pickup for somebody from the Pistons. See if the Pistons can get their win tonight against Toronto. They might get their win tonight. If not, then they'll officially have the record of 29 straight losses. They're already at 28 right now. But moving RJ was a good move. Yeah. But Kevin Durant expressed he's not happy with the Suns, with the Suns. We all know Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant got beat by the Cleveland team in OKC. Not the Golden State team in OKC, when he was at OKC. Him and Russ, Harden already got moved to Houston. It was him and Russ and that OKC team. He left the OKC team to go to the Golden State Warriors. We can't beat him, join them type of situation. He gets to the Warriors, gets himself 2 rings with the Warriors. He didn't fit in. He didn't think he fit in because the team was already established, already had Clay, already had Draymond, already had Steph Curry. He didn't think it was his team. KD wasn't happy. He don't like adversity. He don't like this. So what happened? He's going to run. So he ran to Golden State. He gets his 2 rings with Golden State. He clashes with Draymond. He wasn't happy there again. Guess what? He moves to Brooklyn, thinking, you know what? I'm going to start my own team. We got our team together. Gets Kyrie. He gets Harden. What happened there? Again, he's not. KD's just not satisfied and happy wherever he goes. He went to Brooklyn. He wasn't happy in Brooklyn. He was a line away from. His toe was on the line. He could have went to the championships, to the finals with Brooklyn, but his foot was on the line. He wasn't happy in Brooklyn. So now yet you're with Phoenix. All right, you team with Book. You and Book tried to do everything y'all could last year in the finals to beat Denver. Didn't think y'all was going to get 2 games, but you got 2 games with Denver. Now Bradley Beal leaves Washington. He chooses to go to the Suns. All right, great. Y'all got another scorer now. But now Beal hasn't been playing. He's been hurt, and now he's back again. But before I bring Jury in, it's like KD's not happy wherever he goes. He runs from problems. He has a big issue with the media saying, "Oh, if he don't say nothing, it's a problem." But we got Jury here in the building. Jury, what's going on, man? How you doing? Can't hear.
I said I'm all right. Just was just a little busy, but I'm fine. Just perfect.
Yep. So talking about the trade a little bit, we can go back to it, get your thoughts. But your thoughts on Kevin Durant not being happy now?
Figure it out, Kevin. Because it's like, what else do you need to be happy? What else? You weren't happy in Brooklyn. Well, I see what happened in Brooklyn. That fell apart because that was Kyrie's fault. You weren't happy in Golden State because of Draymond, partially. You weren't happy because of Russell Westbrook and OKC. What is it going to take for you to be happy? You have these teams that have the talent around you to be successful. Albeit Bradley Beal has pretty much barely played this season because he's always injured. But the Suns traded for him because he's always been injury prone, knowing that. So it's like, what do you expect? When you trade for an injury prone player like Beal, he's going to get hurt. And here we are. So, and what he's doing and contributing to the court hadn't been really conducive to winning basketball. But he's got to realize that at what point is it not the team's problem? At what point is it me? Am I the problem? Because I'm like, all these teams can't be the problem. He get on my nerve, bro. He get on my nerve.
Kevin Durant got to figure it out. figure it out. Just like Gilbert Arenas said on Nightcap, he said something's wrong with Bradley Beal. That's like some bad juju. Because there's no way you get hurt and then you sit out and then you come back again, you hurt again. What? Then you get hurt again, and something else hurts. You go out for your back, you come back from your back injury, then your ankle hurts. Then something happened with your ankle, you could sit out, and then now something else happening. Bradley Beal, something must be going on with Bradley Beal's aura that he's getting cursed like this. I've never seen injuries happen like this. Like he can never have his teammates together. It happened in Brooklyn. When did you see him, Harden, and Kyrie together all at once?
Barely. For like what, 20-something games?
And the same thing's happening this year. When have you seen them three together, Book, Beal, and KD?
Barely. And like his best bet was to stay in Golden State, but he didn't want to do that. Because him and Draymond got to fighting and he couldn't take it because he's too sensitive.
You see why he got a burner.
Exactly, because he's sensitive. Boy, his skin is paper thin. I thought I was a crybaby. He responded just about anything.
So I don't know, Katie. You figure it out. You gotta put your big boy draws on. But until this point, you will never win another championship. Just thank Golden State that you were there, and that because if you wasn't, you wouldn't have had no championships underneath your belt. But Kevin Durant would not. I don't think he would win another championship unless he decides to figure something out. Title contender team or deal what you got to deal with. You chose to go to the Phoenix. You wanted out of there, and Phoenix, was the trade. He didn't choose. He got traded there. But this is what you wanted. You wanted a trade. You wanted to get out of Brooklyn. This is what you wanted.
Mm-hmm.
So you were out of Brooklyn. But talk about the Knicks getting OG Anunoby real quick.
I mean, the more I sit on it, I still think they got swindled. I'm on the fence of the Knicks got swindled, but the more I think about it, it kind of makes sense. But the Knicks are going to be this one. They're going to be this. They're going to get just as far as they did, and they're going to lose because of one reason. Randall. He's the one that need to go. And now that you've traded these picks, like you've traded quickly, and you've had these decent picks, you traded quickly and Barrett. Granted, Knicks fans don't really care for RJ Barrett. The ones that I know, they can watch that one go. But Quickly had been coming on to his own. So if you had it paired with Brunson and Quickly, and for some reason, they still need to get rid of Julius Randle. I call him Velcro Handle Randle because the ball don't leave his hand. But they could have had some decent pieces, and Donovan Mitchell actually wanted to go to New York. He wanted to be in New York. So them trading for OG kind of screws that up. Because I'm like, you're going to have to overpay OG to keep him. And you're not going to get Donovan Mitchell for no cheap. So there's that. And yeah, it's hard to really realize it. Toronto's has gotten a little bit better, but I don't like this trade for the Knicks. I think they got flat out swindled.
I mean, the Knicks will always be the Knicks. I don't think the Knicks are done though. So we shall see what happens. Does Randall eventually get moved? Does what's his name? Mitchell get moved? Not Mitchell. They center. I forget his name.
Bogdanov, whatever his damn name.
Does he get moved? So we don't know what's going on with the Knicks, but you gotta figure it out. KD, you gotta figure it out too. Put your big boy draws on. Stop complaining. Just play basketball. Just play basketball. What happened? Okay, so moving on here. Told y'all it's not a show if we're not talking about the Lakers and the Cowboys, and we're talking about both today. as always, Mr. One Darwin Ham got criticized. The Lakers was on a 4 or 5 game losing streak. They finally won one. They did beat, I forget who they beat. But he's
I
getting
forgot
criticized of his lineup change. He yelling at Vanderbilt and everybody else, but what is going on with these lineups that you are putting out there, Darwin Ham? You're putting Vanderbilt out there. Austin Reeves wanted to go to the bench. All right, that's cool and all. But then you got Hart Chamara. You got Taurean Prince in his lineup. Taurean Prince is the one that's messing up everything. And I know that's your favorite player.
You know, my Lakers, we have two goofballs on the team. D'Angelo Russell and Mr. Prince. So I'm going to refer to them as goofball 1 and number 2 because they get on my nerve and I'm glad to see them go. These lineups have been so goofy. Like, anybody with some common sense knows these past few games, if Rui should have been, if Rui didn't start, it didn't make no sense. Rui needs to be starting. Reeves needs to be starting. D'Angelo needs to not be starting, and he's playing with these lineups and is looking goofy. And when we get against these younger athletic teams, we get handled. I'm like, we have the talent. We have the talent, and it's not Anthony Davis's fault. Anthony Davis has arguably been on a tear recently. And LeBron is doing what he's doing. And we're still losing games. Because the role players, goofballs, half the time they play stupid basketball and it's aggravating. But the lineups, I'm glad. The one thing that Darwin Ham has done that I'm glad that was bench D'Angelo Russell. I'm like, finally. I'm tired of him starting and him chucking up shots and looking goofy on the basketball court. I'm tired of it. And we have to start off with that. And we start off in a hole. Mr. Defense is I don't play defense.
Right, I don't play. First of all, we knew what he was doing by saying that. He wanted to go to the bench because there's no way I come out nationally, publicly, and say I don't play defense. Oh, you don't play defense? Well, guess where you're going to be at?
On the bench.
On the bench.
Dummy.
How do you not? What's going on, Kyle? I don't understand why you would say that. Well, the Western Conference don't play defense anyway. So, I mean,
the Western Conference do play defense, you idiot. You know what? He's gonna get me started today.
I just don't know why D-Lo would come out and say that. And where's the Kyle? He said he don't deserve no nickname. That's D'Angelo Russell.
Goofball.
What's going on, y'all? He don't deserve the name D-Lo. He's D'Angelo Russell. He's no defense. That's his nickname. No defense. Since you don't want to play it.
No, they can still get it together. But they getting on my goddamn nerve with D'Angelo Russell.
I just don't know. But AD did have that good game. He scored 40 where LeBron had that 16-point game.
Mm-hmm.
What was it? Was it Friday night? No, it was Thursday.
It was Thursday.
Yeah, they beat the Hornets 133-112. And on LeBron's birthday, he scored 17 points. AD had 26. No, it was the game y'all lost. He had 40. That was against. What game was that? Was that Monday? No. It was Christmas. It was Christmas.
It was Christmas. It was Boston.
No, it wasn't Boston. Wait, yes it was. Yeah. Christmas Day. He dropped 40 on Christmas while LeBron had 16.
That made me so mad. I went to bed. I'm like, good night.
So of course they don't play again until tomorrow. They play better.
They play tomorrow.
So that should be y'all should win that game. But what would you like your starting lineup to be?
I need, because usually when both Anthony Davis and Rui Hachimura are on the floor at the same time, the offense runs better. Give me Braun, AD, Rui, Reeves, And if I put either Prince or D'Angelo, they're gonna mess up something. But D'Angelo's most likely to mess up. Put Prince in just
as
to
long as
say
it's not
I'm not
Christian
being
Wood
mean.
or who's that? Cam Reddish.
Put Reddish in. That's what I was thinking about. Reddish. I like him. He's been playing pretty solid.
Just wait for it. We go wrong. AD will start missing some games. I can't depend on AD no more.
He's showing a little bit more consistency this year. Right now, where's the wood? Because I'm not about to jinx that. I'm not.
No,
He's showing a little bit
I
more.
just don't want this this roller coaster with AD. Like, play dominant every night. Don't you give me 40 and 20, and then the next night you give me 10 and 7. Like, but I have to admit he has been playing pretty well. Besides a few games he was out, but he still has been dominant and he has been playing pretty well.
He's gonna have his ailments. He's injury prone. He's gonna have an ailment or two. We all know that. I
can't say nothing because my boy,
we can't see the bottom of his shoes all the time.
We see the bottom. I know what the bottom of his shoes look like.
He hurt now.
So much. And what's going on, Coach? And it wouldn't be, he's street clothes too, but he don't be on the sideline. He be at home, but he's AD is no Embiid. that is true. Embiid always got his number though. He always has his number. He always got his number. But Joel injury prone too. It's just he's out with an ankle injury. Being 7'3" with an ankle injury, I would sit you too. Look, I need him for the playoffs, but he's still gonna play a amount of games to where if he has to get MVP again, he'll have enough games. But Joel's out due to his ankle. But Darwin Ham, you need to get it together because if the Lakers miss the playoffs, I think he's gone.
And then I'm hearing that him and Austin Reeves are starting to have some issues. I'm like, can we leave the drama to Hollywood?
It is also rumored that y'all could get Devontae Murray.
I will take it. Take Prince and Goofball number 1 off my team. Take both of them.
Or Zach LaVine's floating around, but I don't know if Rob's going to pull the trigger on any one of these.
Don't listen to LeBron, whatever he say, Mr. Pelinka.
Don't let LeBron be GM.
Oh no,
because he might get the nursing home back if that's the case.
And I will personally run him out of LA. Personally.
He said Hollywood is like 6 miles from the Staples Center. I'm just joking. I'm just saying. But yeah, I think if the Lakers don't make the playoffs, Darwin Ham, he could be on the hot seat. That's just because there's another guy that needs the ball in his hands. The Lakers already have a AD and LeBron that needs the ball. There's too many people that need the ball. Murray needs the ball in his hands. He said he don't like the Murray to the Lakers.
I need another shooter. So I'm not trading
who else can score besides AD and LeBron? Y'all need that third person,
Mm-hmm. That definite third person.
But I don't know. We'll see if the Lakers buy or buyers at the trade and deadline. We already saw one trade go down. More trades to look out for again. The Sixers. Will they pursue Levine? I've been hearing teams want Tobias Harris, Lauri Markkanen. I take a Lauri Markkanen and send Tobias to straight on a red line, straight to Utah. That's fine. You take that $80 contract with you. Danny Ainge, he a master when it comes to contracts. You can flip that $80 million. Go ahead and take that off the books, Danny Ainge, if you're trying to look in the deal marketing, and we gladly give you Tobias Harris. But Darwin Ham, you got to get better with the with the lineups. Because Gil said it on Nightcap too. Like, why are you yelling at people? You should be yelling at yourself with these horrible lineups. You should be mad at yourself with these lineups. We did that. Oh, gotta go backwards. All right. So, who would you say had a good 2023 so far?
Between Giannis and Embiid, I can't say who's is better. But Steph has also had a good one. But his team is losing, so that's kind of disqualifying that. Yeah, it's between Embiid and Giannis. They're having pretty solid, great 2023. So they've had a pretty solid 2023.
I wasn't going to be a homer and say Embiid. I could say Halliburton too. Halliburton has emerged as a good young emerging star over there with the Pacers. Mm-hmm. He had 20 assists last game with no turnovers. Do you know how hard that is to get 20 assists and not turn over the ball as well? So Halliburton's definitely up there. Tyrese Maxey, he should be a candidate of most improved player this year. Definitely. With no James Harden to put his talent behind him and put him on the back burner, Tyrese Maxey's definitely a star in this league. Dropped 42 points last night on Houston. Dropped 33 on I forget who it was the other night, but Tyrese Maxey's definitely a star. I think he's going to be an all-star. Tatum, just like Benny said, is right up there. He's having a great game so far this year. Boston #1 seed in the East. They're the best team in NBA right now. Things are going to have to come through Boston. Hopefully this year we can get through Boston in the second round. Jokic is still having a good dominant year, even though you're not hearing anything Denver. If now Denver's dropped some games. I know Murray's been hurt. Jokic is still going to get his numbers regardless. Jokic is going to get them numbers. He puts up the shots. He's a great passer. He can rebound. He can get those grown man triple doubles anytime. 20, 40, 20, and 10. What other center could do that? 40, 20, and 10. Like that is crazy. Of course, LeBron is 39. Well, 39. He's now 39. His birthday was yesterday or whatever. Still playing at that high level. Puts his body on the line. He's in shape, outrunning these youngins. But yeah, I can say SGA too. SGA has been having a great year. So has the Thunder. Chet Holmgren
and the Rockets.
Oh yeah, definitely the Rockets. That if you want to say that's a team that got turned around, the Rockets has Ume Udoka got those guys playing. Fred VanVleet, Nick Nurse definitely turned the Sixers around too. Comment what Benny said. Nick Nurse. The Thunder's coach got them playing, and don't forget about the Magic.
Oh yeah, they're still playing pretty well.
They still playing pretty well. So shout out to their coach as well. Got them. I don't know what is it, the off season, but the Magic is playing pretty well right now. They're the 5th seed, so let's see if they can keep that. I know Miami's been playing well without Jimmy. Jaime Vasquez, the rookie. I've been praising him a lot. He's been cooking damn. So we'll see if we get Jimmy back to see if Miami can move up definitely. But what team are you surprised that they should be higher or better than they are?
The Hawks. And it's because they have an issue. And I think most Hawks fans knows what I'm talking about. Oh, that's a perfect segment of today. Yeah. Mr. Curlyhead himself. Chuck up bad shots and don't play a lick of defense, and here we go. Atlanta does definitely have a Trae Young problem. Most Atlanta, I live here, so my dad's a Hawks fan. They're sick and tired of him already. They want him out of here. It is about time to kind of realize, if I'm the Hawks front office, instead of just being enamored in Ice Tray, the gang, and company, and realize that we have an issue here. He doesn't play defense. He chucks up bad shots. And he's not very coachable, as it seems. Like, I've heard about that. So it's like, he's going to do whatever he wants to do. You got DeJounte. You got some key. You got nice pieces. Clint Capella, you have some nice pieces in Atlanta. But when you have a little show off as a star that's going to do whatever he wants to do and not do the little things that he needs to do, yes, and his haircut is atrocious. He looks like... I ain't got no words for that one.
But the Hawks, it seems like the Hawks can never. The last time the Hawks was in the playoffs, and of course they beat us in the second round of Game 7, and they went on to the the finals, and then after that, I mean the Eastern Conference Finals, and after that, they haven't been in the playoffs since. Like they haven't. I'm not saying play in, like straight playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, they're on the outside looking in at 12-19 right now.
And most of their games, they're winning. These games are winnable games for the most part. This is how I know they have a big issue. It starts with Trae. You ask how I watch a Hawks basketball. I'm like, what is this? Bad shot, brick, an occasional shimmy, no defense. You have what's his face? I'm thinking about the dude that they drafted not too long ago, who's also uber talented. You have these pieces, and you don't do dang near nothing with them.
I know they got Sadiq Bey. That's my Nova guy right there.
Yep.
You got Bogdan Bogdanovic, Kobe Burfin, Clint Capella, Fernando. They got DeAndre Hunter, Jalen Johnson.
Yeah.
Murray's on that team. So Patty Mills, good veteran. So I just don't know.
I told you, they need to find a way to come up off of him.
They probably could get a haul for him too.
They could get a haul for him.
The right team in pieces. Maybe Atlanta's time to trade Trae and keep Murray and maybe build around Murray.
Yep, that's what they want the Hawks to do. Most Hawks fans, I'm not a Hawks fan, but I live here. My dad's a Hawks fan. That's what they want. That's what they want. Most people know what they're talking about. They know what they need to build around Murray and not Trae, because clearly the Trae Young experiment has not been going so well.
It definitely hasn't. Trae be putting up shots from the logo, thinking he's Steph, and they go in. Like, why are you shooting these threes? Not saying he's not a bad talent. He is. It's just, it changes scenery, maybe. Everybody.
It's not conducive to winning basketball. As much talent as he has, it is not conducive to winning consistent basketball. And it's actually conducive to aggravating basketball.
Man, oh man, the Atlanta Hawks, y'all need to get it together. So I don't know, Hawks fans, y'all got to deal with Trae. Do y'all put him on the trading blocks? The teams call for him, but who would want Trae though? Who would want him? He said, "Need to stop to let the new guy at the barbershop do his hair."
He must let his little brother cut his hair or something.
But he got that mixed hair.
Yeah, he got curls. He got some nice curls.
So he got the curly side from I think his mom. I think he's mixed. I think his mom is white and his dad's black. So he got that mixed hair going on. You're never gonna not see him with a low cut. You're probably gonna see it low and curly, but it's never straight cut. But
it's just like, could it be even? Could we not have the little widow's peak shelf thingy in the front? Like, could we not do that?
But there you have it for the NBA side. Got a lot to talk about when it comes to the NFL. Well, I know Jerry gonna sound off on the NFL side.
Oh yeah,
we're gonna take a break. Y'all come on back.
Hey guys, it's Pavel the Cat
and Evan Rev Reynolds.
and we are Two Guys in Hockey Talk. We are here every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time to talk all things hockey. What do we talk about, Evan?
We talk KHL, AHL, ECHL, every HL hockey league you can think about, prospects, juniors, even the professional women's hockey league.
Yeah, we love it. And we have a website, Two Guys in Hockey Talk. So give us a follow. We got articles on all things related to hockey, and we're writing all throughout the season. So make sure you tune in. We're also on X or Twitter. You can find me at hockey_2, and
you can follow me at RevanEv. Or you can also go to twoguysandhockeytalk.com to follow everything.
We love hearing from you guys, so make sure you tune in, comment, like, give us a follow on our Facebook and YouTube page. We love hearing from you guys, and it's a blast talking all things hockey. Right, Evan?
Hey, man, it is. So, as we say every show, in the meantime and in between time,
keep your sticks on the ice. Cheers.
Cheers.
I was reading the comments.
Yeah, I was back. Two Guys in Hockey Talk, y'all. Make sure y'all love the hockey. Subscribe. Make sure y'all tune in every Wednesday night to Two Guys in Hockey Talk. Simon said he got a widow's peak.
So do I, but it's not like it don't look like a shelf after it.
He said, "Can we not have that big ass butt on the back of his head looking like Hawaiian rolls?" Yo, I can't. Not Hawaiian rolls. Not Hawaiian rolls. But one Russell Wilson got benched for the Denver Broncos, and Jarrett Stidham will be taking over for the rest of the season. Russell Wilson got done dirty, y'all. Care nobody says. Russ got done dirty. They asked this man in October to take a pay cut. And if he did not, he was going to be benched towards the rest of the year. Y'all asked this man to take a pay cut while he's winning y'all games at that.
You're threatening him.
Winning games. They was on a 4 or 5 game winning streak. This man was on a roll. The defense was playing great. I mean, they wasn't playing that. They was okay. I think they leading the league in turnovers. They was getting turnovers. And Russ was putting them in position on the offensive side to score points. For y'all, Sean Payton to yell at this man on the sideline like he is a toddler for something he didn't even do. That's not his fault. His offensive lineman got a penalty. That's not his fault. But you're gonna yell at this man on the sideline like you scolding your kid. That's so wrong of organization. And Russell Wilson definitely deserves better. Russ is a class act because, like Ryan Clark said, I don't know if y'all peeped Ryan Clark on Get Up what he said about Sean Payton. He had the right one, because if it was somebody else that wasn't Russell Wilson, best believe him and Sean Payton would have been going at it.
Oh yeah. Like my thing about it is like, as a whole, they was dead wrong from top to bottom, from the ownership to Sean Payton to the GM about how they handled this. Who approaches a franchise quarterback who's been to a Super Bowl, who's won Walter Payton Man of the Year, who's thrown for how many touchdowns, about altering a contract that they wrote? The Broncos wrote that contract, put the language in the contract in a threatening manner, talking about, we're going to have to bench you, that you didn't necessarily follow up with immediately. That's a signal for dysfunctional organization. Like, I'm loving that, and it takes quite a villain, because, Russ did not play well at all last year. Everybody turned against him. And it takes a special villain to put everybody on Russ's side again. A special type of villain. But the Sean Payton has always been like this. That's the type of person he is, though.
Russ could have went out there and won every game, took him to the playoffs, won the Super Bowl, and he still would not like Russ. From the gate, he came in here and said, Russ, you can't have your office. Russ, you can't have your personal this. Stop doing this. Stop doing that. Russ I know everybody don't like Russell because he's a cornball and they say he's a square, but you never hear about Russell Wilson in the media. He takes care of his family. He loves his kids. Like, this is a guy you would, I know he's not a great teammate, said, certain players from the Seattle Seahawks. Marshawn said it. Sherm said it, Doug Baldwin said it. Yeah, maybe he's not a great teammate at times, but he goes out there, he plays, he gets the team involved. Again, he's a great veteran. So, Marshawn said Russ be snitching on teammates. Like,
He
but
looked like
I said, Russ is not that most liked in the league, but Russ is handling it professional.
Yeah.
Because that would have been anybody else. So he would have demanded a trade. Somebody would have snapped back and clapped back that Peyton. Because you're not going to be yelling at me all willy-nilly crazy. I'm grown just like you is. Especially not on national TV. Mind y'all still got this man suited up. Y'all still want him to dress and be on the sideline so the camera could be in his face.
Mm-hmm.
So if it was a Russell Wilson thing, Sean Payton, you shouldn't have took the job.
Exactly.
If it was that bad and you didn't want Russell Wilson or you didn't like Russ, you shouldn't have took the job. You should have stayed on TV for a year and you should have waited for the Charger job to open up since you're so offensive minded. Justin Herbert is your guy.
Because that's what this whole situation really screams to me. Is like Sean Payton was never really sold on Russ and the idea of fixing him to begin with. He was plotting on his way to get him out of there. That's how I think. He was plotting on a way to get Russ up out of there as soon as he entered the building. He's been plotting. And it's like he bears 90% of the blame for this because it's like you publicly humiliate and berate him on the sidelines. That is also not the first time that's happened this season of him yelling at Russ on the sideline for no reason. You come in talking crazy you came in talking all cuckoo about Hackett for all that it's worth and everybody else that was there last year, including Russ. Didn't you tell Colin Cowherd about the whole personal office and everything? And he aired that out. So you got dirty laundry aired out, making people turn on him even more. And it never really looked like you meshed well with him. And even with how they play calls. You're trying to babysit him. You're not letting him. It's a little elementary school stuff. Denver's offense is pretty much dink and dunk. You don't trust Russ. We see that. I see that. But to treat a man like this, to threaten to say, give us some of our money back or else. Who are you? Like, who are you to tell me this?
And then if he got injured, so y'all trying to say he ain't going, y'all not going, y'all trying to cut this man money? Like Ern said, nobody's going to want to play for Denver.
After seeing this crap. And I forgot a little point. All the little shots in the media he said this year about the quarterback play. We all knew that he didn't like Russ.
But you wasn't saying that. You wasn't saying that when Russ was winning them games.
Exactly.
He was quiet.
You threatened him before. You threatened him in the midst of a winning streak. How pathetic. It shows the whole team that you're not trying to win or go to the playoffs when you have a chance. Granted, y'all need some help, but you have a chance.
Yeah, they're not mathematically out yet, but for them to bench Russ. But look, ain't nobody playing this week anyway. Judy's out, Mims is out, Russ is out. Oh well, let Jared Stidham go out there and do what he do then. But what's the good landing spots for Russell Wilson now?
Put him with the Falcons. They have a top 10 O-line, top 10 defense. They have the weapons. Arthur Smith is probably going to be trying to save his job. So he'll be just as desperate as he was when he was getting that job when he was play calling in Tennessee. So he'll be just as desperate. So I like that fit with Bijan, Drake London, and in that offense. I'm also like the Steelers. But with the Steelers, I'm like, I don't think that locker room is going to mesh with Russ at all. That's not a fit. He's too suburban for that. He's
not going to fit in Pittsburgh, not with that locker room.
He's too suburban for that. So, at least in Atlanta, Sierra from Atlanta, bring her down. Bring her back. Bring her home.
And she wouldn't mind that. She definitely wouldn't mind going back to Atlanta. Yeah, go ahead, go to Atlanta, Russ, because I'm going there next year, and I wouldn't mind getting that Russell ATL jersey. Yeah, I'm gonna be in ATL next year, seeing the I think it's the Saints in the Arizona, Saints in Atlanta, I think, but I'm going to be there in the building. But go ahead and send him to Atlanta. That is a great spot for him. Somebody else, I seen the Patriots too. I don't want him going to New England. Ew.
No. I'm sorry, Kyle. I had to say that. I'm sorry, Kyle, but no Patriots.
I just don't see him fitting in New England. I just don't. Atlanta is a perfect spot. I even said Minnesota because we don't know what Kurt if Kurt coming back. But then I said Russell Wilson and Justin Jefferson.
Shoot, that's a good fit.
But no, ATL is definitely the best fit for him. So Arthur Blank, get this man out of cut this man a deal.
Make it happen.
Mr. Home Depot, cut this man a deal. Aaron said he hates the Patriots, but Russ, I'm with you. Russ, no, not Russ to Washington. They ain't got no offensive line. He's gonna be running for his life,
and he's not that Russ anymore.
He's still mobile now, but he ain't that guy like he was in Seattle. He was running with his life in Seattle when they didn't really give him an O line, and then once he leaves, he gets his O line. Really, right? But no, Atlanta is the best fit for him. It just screams I'm a quarterback away because the offense is still good. Their defense is great. They need a quarterback. So Russ, I'm with you. I think half of America's with you now, because they did you dirty. I need to know what Sierra talking about. I would love to be a fly on the wall.
Me too.
To see what they talk about her being about. Like they got to hold her back. She just had the baby and all. Like, imagine her coming up there in the office with the baby in her hand. Don't you be talking about my man. Flacco, Mr. Joe Flacco, Super Bowl winning quarterback Joe Flacco gets a call to come off his couch. He was with the Jets for a couple plays last year. He goes to the Browns because PJ Walker gets hurt. Deshaun gets hurt. DTR gets hurt. They call the old man up. Joe Flacco is balling with the Browns, and the Browns are in the playoffs. Murray Cooper, 260, not 264 on 9 catches the last game. He didn't play last week. What is going on in Cleveland that Deshaun Watson couldn't do? Because it's literally the same offense. It's the same offense.
That's my biggest question. I'm like, why couldn't Deshaun Watson do this when he was healthy? What's really going on? Clearly, I know that Deshaun Watson isn't the same Deshaun Watson that was in Houston. But I think because it's like when you can get Joe Flacco to come off his couch, probably not even in game shape for real. He's not really turning the football over like that, and he's playing great football, leading this team into good victories, like solid wins, and positioning this team. He kind of looks like an older. He looks really good right now. I'm not going to say he looks like a franchise quarterback because that's not what he is right now. But he looks good. Why couldn't the person they paid $235 million do this when he was healthy, though?
Mm-hmm.
And you got the exact same pieces. You got the exact same defense. You played pretty much lesser teams at that point as well. So it's like, what's going on in the world of Deshaun Watson land that he can't perform similar to this? It's like, it's kind of going down as a bad trade at this trajectory, but it's still a little bit too early to tell. And yes, Kyle, Browns will upset somebody wild card weekend.
They are on a winning streak. So they beat the Cardinals 27-0. They beat the Ravens 33-31.
Mm-hmm.
They beat the Steelers 13-10. They beat then the Broncos beat them. Then the Rams beat them, and now they're back on another winning streak. The Jags, the Bears, the Texans, and then the Jets. But since Flacco's been back, Flacco is thrown for 1,616 yards. He got 13 touchdowns, 8 picks in just the little games he's been in.
Yep.
So it's just, I mean, I just don't know why, again, the same offense. Just don't know why Deshaun couldn't do the same thing. I know Chubb got hurt. Chubb was back, pounding the drums. Jerome Ford and Kareem Hunter playing great.
Mm-hmm.
The receivers. Njoku was going off. And everybody called him a bust.
And Cleveland has a serious chance to make a deep push into the playoffs as of right now.
And their
You've seen they've already beaten Baltimore while the Ravens fans are riding high because they beat the crap out of San Francisco. They've beaten Baltimore. So it's like they have a good chance to make a deep playoff run right now. And the fact that it won't be Deshaun Watson that's leading this team is going to be an indictment on him.
I thought Baker was going to be the one when he got there. Oh, well.
Stefanski didn't like him, and
right.
Cleveland was very dysfunctional when Baker was there. They're still a tad bit iffy.
So, shout out to Joe Flacco playing well. The 30, I think he's 38. He's still balling. Definitely like Cleveland's chances. Possibly going deep into the play. What if they get to the AFC Championship game? Can you imagine Cleveland to the AFC Championship game, knocking off one of these, contenders? It happened. We saw it with Baltimore that one year, and Tennessee knocked them off.
Oh,
so
yeah. That was a fun game to watch.
So we'll definitely see. But like Kyle said, they're gonna upset a wild card. It could be Kansas. Well, no, Kansas City's number their division, so they're not that far. They're not in a wild card, but I can see them knocking off a wild card.
Mm-hmm.
F is for Flacco. Flacco needs to knock off the Ravens.
I would love to see it. I love chaos.
Who would have a fit?
Exactly, and I would love to see it.
Comeback Player of the Year award. I have my thoughts about this, and hopefully nobody crucifies me on what I'm about to say. So I'm not sure who's nominated, but definitely Tua should be up there. You can say Baker Mayfield. You can even say Flacco, and I know a lot of people are going to say Damar Hamlin. I get it. I get it. Damar Hamlin had this injury, came back from death, almost died on the field. Though he did die on the field because they give him CPR. He came back. He gets to play football again. But Damar Hamlin's only been in 5 games this year in 2 tackles. 5 games with 2 tackles. He hasn't played. He's been a healthy scratch. So I don't know if that's just the Bills don't want to take no chances on him, or I don't know. Kyle said he can present the award. But in my opinion, they're going to. I know they're probably going to give it to Flacco, but why not be Tua? Think about it. Tua had the concussion problems last year. Tua didn't know if he was going to retire because of the concussion issues. He's back. He's back balling now more than ever. Possibly he can have the number 1 seed if they beat Baltimore this week. Tua's been dominant this whole season, and definitely I think he should be the comeback player of the year. What you think?
I think you got a great point when it talks about when we're talking about Tua, but it's like I know a lot of people are gonna go there with Damar, but I'm like, even though him being back on the football field is an incredible testament to his strength and resilience. He doesn't play like that, and there's a reason why he doesn't play like that. Baker Mayfield could get it for being pretty much deserted and then finding a new home in Tampa and leading them to the top of a sorry division. The division is sorry, but it could work. Flacco should get it, and he probably will get it for what he's done because that's considered a miracle. And it's a great story. So I think when you put it in perspective for Tua, it's between them two with Baker being a close third.
So we'll see when they actually put it out there who is nominated for comeback player of the year, but definitely it should be where Tua, Baker, or Flacco. I get Damar Hamlin again. I understand the situation, but to be comeback player of the year, you gotta play in some games. You gotta play games, and 5 games ain't it for me. 5 games, I can't.
Oh no.
5 games ain't it for the comeback player of the year. So again, I understand Damar, so I don't know where he's gonna go from here. Do he play with the Bills again? Do the Bills cut him? Do he go somewhere else and try to play? We don't know. We don't know. But I think it's because he didn't play. I think the Bills were scared. I think that's what the issue was. I think that's because there's no way he's a healthy scratch and he don't play. But my guy is Tua for the comeback player. It's either Tua or Flacco. One of those two could get it, and I'll be happy with it. So yeah, Garoppolo. Here we go. The nitty gritty of today. Topics. I told you it's not a show if we're not talking about the Cowboys or the Lakers. And here we go. Cam Newton. You already know what Cam Newton said. Said Purdy is a game manager. Deebo responded to Cam. And then Micah Parsons decided he wants to intervene and agree with Cam, saying he's a game manager as well. Deebo clapped back. Jury, what's going on with this? Just break it down.
Look, it's a whole bunch of foolishness, and I think it's funny. But when it comes to Cam Newton, my thing with Deebo is you look kind of goofy when it came to dealing with Cam Newton, airing everything out on social media, but it was very entertaining. Newsflash, that's exactly why you got catfished, Deebo, for being sensitive. And Cam really didn't mean Brock Purdy being a game manager negatively. He did make it about himself a little bit, which is, I could pose some arguments there. And I like how Deebo takes up for his teammates. I do. I really do. And he's not afraid to look stupid while doing it. You gotta appreciate somebody like that. You looked salty and sensitive, though, Deebo. Now, when it came to Micah Parsons,
Harry Potter's professor.
Now with Micah Parsons,
it's always a good day when you get snacks. Sorry, little bagel, muffin bites.
Oh yeah. Micah Parsons runs his mouth a lot, and I wish he'd shut up too. You don't, and you didn't even kill him the right way. I don't even see why he was thinking about y'all when he just lost 2 straight games due to his specialty, his side of the ball, defense. And I wish Michael would shut up too, but with that whole situation, I 100% 10 toes down stood with Deebo when he was going at Micah Parsons. He should have went and at him a little harder. Like, why didn't you ask him why the Bills decided not to block him? You should have asked him that. Or you should have asked him what happened on that drive versus the Dolphins. Made him shut up. You didn't go hard enough, Mr. Deebo. And Micah also added that he thinks he could be the quarterback of that system, which is a little bit much. Micah, you cannot do everything. This is what happens when you start talking out the side of your neck. Just get straight reckless. And that was definitely an inflammatory comment. Word to Josina Anderson. And he says a lot of stupid stuff. So there's go with Micah. It's very interesting. That was very entertaining to read.
Speaking of Josina Anderson going at RC, RC said, "Just at me, Joe. Like, just go ahead and say it."
Mm-hmm. She should have. Shoot.
Call him out. We all know RC said call. We all know RC called Pete and the Thug. Just call him out on it.
Because he was acting like one. He wasn't wrong.
But yeah, Mike Deebo was taking up for his QB. That's what you're supposed to do. But Cam said it's not bad to be a game manager. It's not bad. He didn't say it was negative to be a game manager. He did not say that.
Because what was Cam at the end of his career? A game manager, and barely that.
That's facts right there. But again, the man of the hour, Mr. Micah Parson. I told y'all it's not a show. We're not talking about the Cowboys and the Lakers.
Because he's crying about complaining about calls. Parsons
is complaining. Cam, he said he was a bad game manager. Micah Parsons is complaining since October. He has not got any holding calls. He said in the Bills game, in the Miami game, he was getting held and nobody called it. Okay, so I admit that one holding call when I forget who it was had CeeDee Lamb by his pants. Now that should have been a holding call.
That should have been.
But they should do flag on that. You see this man draws barely. You see almost seeing his butt. Like, come on now. That should have been a holding call. That should have been a call. I don't know how to refs missed that one. But when it's up in the trenches like that, and depending on the time of the game, they're not going to throw that flag, Micah. They're not going to throw that flag.
Every time he opens his mouth, every time he pulls out a microphone, I get mad.
Cowboys fans say, "Oh, y'all can't stop him. That's why y'all holding him. He's too dominant." Blah 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 blah. What's your take on him complaining about not getting calls?
Every time he goes on a podcast or gets behind a microphone, I get mad. I just die a little inside. Because it's like, how in the world are referees who are in charge of managing a whole game of a whole lot of players intentionally missing calls on just you? Just you. Like, and you cried about the roughing the passer penalty that you earned versus the Bills. You cried about that. And now your team is compiling a list of calls and complaining to the league office about this foolishness. When you start getting more holding penalties on both sides of the ball, and when you start getting called more, I'm not going to want to hear this. Oh, let us play, and about the referees and the referees having more impact on the game. I don't want to hear that crying either, because you're crying about the lack of calls, and once the calls pick up, because you know it's going to pick up. It is going to pick up because you're complaining about it. And once it starts affecting y'all in a negative way, you're going to cry about the refs not letting y'all play. This man is the absolute last athlete who needed his own podcast. Because I promise you, we do get some good, thorough analysis and whatnot. But the constant whining, complaining, and nonsensical talking out of the neck that he just lets flow freely because he's delusional. It's aggravating.
Cheese. He needs some cheese with that wine.
Yes, a lot of it. It's aggravating. Great player. Good podcast. He just whines completely too much. Like,
if I'm not mistaken, Dallas is, I don't know, I don't think they're first for being the most penalized team, but they're up there. I think they're top 3.
Up there.
Now the refs are starting to look at offensive linemen and the centers. They're starting to call stuff on them.
Yeah. So you want to keep complaining about calls because they're going to start calling stuff and you're going to be like, oh, let us play. Yeah. Tired of him.
Yeah. But I don't know. Just got to keep playing the game. Like, I feel like it's like basketball. You know how certain players don't get calls? LeBron's one of them. James Harden and Embiid's one of them. They stopped the game. They're complaining at the refs. Take your behind down court and play defense. Stop complaining to the refs. Just play your game. Just go out there and play the game.
every time I see Brian look at a ref, I want to throw my phone at the TV. Like, quit doing that dumb stuff. Hustle.
Like just don't even worry about the refs. We know they're not going to call everything. There, it might be some stuff that you're upset with. Just don't even complain. Just don't even complain. Don't even say nothing. Just don't even complain. Can you imagine if football had what basketball had? You could throw a flag for a challenge and say that wasn't a foul.
Exactly. Oh boy.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine?
Those games would be longer than they already are.
Facts. Luka drops 35 to 40 points and still cries for calls.
Can we not get like that in the NFL? Because there's a whole lot of crying for calls in the NBA. Micah, you're starting to become one of them little soft NBA players. You're heading down that trajectory with all this complaining. Good Lord.
Man, oh man. But we're gonna take one more break. We're gonna come back for I can't believe we're on week 17. Week 7, we got one more regular week of football left. Before we get into the playoffs and everything. But we're gonna take one last break. We come back with our picks and predictions. Stay tuned.
And this is Chris from Coffee and Sports, the morning show over on Sports Empire Network.
And this is Mo. Catch us on Northeast Streaming Sports Production, Monday through Thursday, 9 to 10 a.m.
We hope to see you there.
And again, make sure y'all tune in every Monday through Friday. Sports Empire Network every 9 o'clock. Start your day off. Coffee and Sports Morning Show with my guys, Chris and Mo. But let's get into week 17. We already seen the Jets and the Browns play. That was the last Monday night game. Tonight, 8:15, we got a big game between the Dallas Cowboys and the Lions. Lions would win. They still have a shot at number 1 seed. The Cowboys still have a shot at the division. They're 11-5, 11-4. Lions, who are you picking?
I'm gonna pick the Lions here. I like the Lions. I think they can give Dallas some issues, especially when it comes to running the ball.
Dallas is at home. They're in Jerry World. I think Jerry's going to play. Put some money in some of these refs' pockets. I'm going to take Dallas at home here. They got to win in Dallas.
I hope they lose.
The words of my homie Cool, the Arlington football team has to win in Arlington. So give me Dallas in this game.
I hope Dallas lose. I want them to.
I would love it if Dallas lost. Because since I'm an Eagles fan, but this that time of year where they start to crumble anyway. But I'm gonna give me Cowboys at home. Lions because see? Cliff in December. We got the Patriots and the Bills.
I want to pick the Bills, and I'm gonna pick the Bills. I'm sorry, Kyle, but I don't trust Bailey Zappi. I like the Patriots defense, and the Patriots is always going to play the Bills tough. And I wouldn't be surprised if something happened and they messed around and won by 3. But I'm going to take the Bills here.
Yeah, I'm also going to take the Bills here. They're trying to stay in that playoff spot. They is number 6 right now, the wild card spot. They're trying to keep that. So I think the Bills will keep rolling. I wouldn't be surprised though. They in Bills Mafia. They in New York.
Oh yeah.
We got the Atlanta Hawks going up against the
Falcons.
The Bears here.
Can't
pick Arizona no more. Give me Chicago.
Give me Chicago.
I can't pick. I can't pick Arizona no more.
Atlanta. I'll pick the Bears because
I got more faith in the Bears than Atlanta. Atlanta couldn't beat the Panthers. They couldn't score no more than 7 points on the Panthers.
Because of Ritter.
You mean to tell me offensively, Atlanta couldn't score 7 points. They only could score 7 points. No, give me Chicago.
Yeah.
You got the Raiders and the Colts.
Raiders
are on a mission. Give me the Raiders. Give me the Raiders. Give AP.
I love the Raiders
AP
right
the
now.
job.
I love the Raiders right now.
Mark Davis.
If he don't listen this time to his players, then whatever happens after that, he completely deserves.
He worried about the Aces. He got 2 championships with the Aces and not his team. You got 2 championships in Vegas, and they not with the Raiders. But give me the Raiders. I think no Zach Moss for the Colts. I don't know if I think Pittman is out of concussion protocol, but I still like that Raiders front. Max Crosby and those guys that go after Uncle Rico.
You turn
Give me
that
the Raiders.
defense around.
Give me the Raiders. We got the Rams up against the Giants.
The midgets. I'll take the Rams.
Yeah, the Rams has been rolling too. Stafford's been playing great. Puka Nacua has been going off as a rookie. Kyron Williams has been running his behind off like a dog chasing him. Give me the Rams. Give me the Rams. The toilet bowl. We got Arizona Cardinals versus them Birds. 2 Birds is playing. Jonathan Gannon comes back to Lincoln Financial Field. This game is crazy because nobody likes Gannon. So I'm taking the Birds here.
You're not the only one, Kyle. I want the Colts out the playoffs too. They could come sit right next to my Titans. I'll take the Eagles.
We should win this game convincingly, but
Arizona
it's the
will keep it
Eagles.
close.
It's the Eagles, and somehow, some way, they will find a way to make it close and make me have a heart attack. There hasn't been a game all season where I have not had some type of blood pressure medicine, had the blood pressure cuff, something it's next to me to calm my nerves. So I'm gonna take the Birds here. I'm gonna take the Birds. We get some key people back, which is good. So give me Philly here. We got Tampa Bay going up against the Saints.
Tampa Bay. Give me the Bucks. I don't trust that defense for the Saints anymore.
Give me Tampa. I like Tampa to keep rolling. They're playing great with Baker Mayfield. That defense is playing pretty well. But Baker has found his home. I think Tampa's going to bring him back. I think Tampa's found their quarterback in Baker Mayfield. Just build around him. Give him some more weapons. You know, Mike Evans is going to be Mike Evans. Another 1,000-yard season. I like Tampa here. Kyle says Baker all day. Bakersville. All right, we got San Fran going up against the Commanders. No Sam Howell in this game.
This is going to be a slugfest. I'm going to just call that here because I know San Francisco is mad about what the Ravens did to them. They're going to take it out on Washington, and Ron Rivera's going to get fired.
And the crazy part is, so they bench Sam Howell. You ready for this? They bench Sam Howell. They're going to start Brissett. But Brissett got a hamstring injury, so they signed Jake Fromm. So we might even see Jake Fromm play this game.
Wow. I haven't heard about Jake Fromm in a minute.
Former Georgia Bulldog Jake Fromm. It's been a minute since we've seen or heard him. So we might see Fromm in and not Brissett. But either way, this is gonna be a slaughtering. I got San Fran.
Mm-hmm.
Jacksonville and the Panthers. Jacksonville with no T-Law. CJ Beathard will start this game. Panthers an upset.
I was just about to say I think I had the feeling about the Panthers, but I had a funny feeling. But I'm gonna be smart and say the Panthers.
Boy hurt too.
I'll say I feel like I like the Panthers to win a little upset. I like the Panthers.
I still think the Jags should win this game without CJ. because they still have a good defense.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna go with the Jags. Cap isn't busy. He's still younger than Flacco. And if you said was the water boy hurt too? All right, we got the another game of the week. Good game here. We got the Miami Dolphins and the Baltimore Ravens.
Dolphins. Not because I want them to win. I hate Baltimore. The Ravens fans are starting to really get on my nerve. So Dolphins by 20.
Dolphins don't have Waddle and some other guys. I'm gonna take Boston. I'm gonna take the Ravens.
I just want the Ravens fans to shut up for 1 week. They've been insufferable. And you know this.
Ravens gonna cook them tunas. I can't. Ravens hate party in here. I love it.
Man, they've been getting on my nerve.
Tuna sandwiches. Yeah. I don't know like how to. I still think it's gonna be a good game, but I just somehow think the Ravens are gonna pull this out.
Or they could choke a lead, and that'll be even funnier for me to watch than just a flat out butt kicking. A choked lead would be hilarious. One of the two.
It wouldn't be the first time we've seen it. It wouldn't be the first time. Tennessee and the Texans.
I'm gonna take my team, even though we're not a good team right now. I think we have some pride. Let's play for pride. Let's not play for draft position. Thank you.
I'm
just being a homer. I know the Texans are gonna win the game.
No, CJ comes back. Give me the Texans. We got the Seattle Seahawks against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Who you got?
Ooh. Give me the Seahawks. I'll take the Sea Chickens.
Not the Sea Chickens. The Seagulls, because I don't believe in the Steelers quarterback. Mason Rudolph.
The one who got his head bashed in by Myles Garrett.
Mm-hmm.
That Mason Rudolph.
Yeah, give me the Seahawks. They're actually playing pretty good. I think Gino's coming back. Good grief. We got the Chargers and the Broncos.
I mean, they can't look any.
Give me the Chargers. I'm going to take the Chargers.
It's the perfect opportunity to hop on them.
I'm going to take the Chargers. Chargers. I hope the Chargers win by 4 touchdowns. No Russ. I know there's certain receivers they don't have. Keenan Allen's back. Give me. I'm a root for hockey stick this week.
Eastern stick. Hockey
stick. I'm a root for him this week.
Polo stick.
Bengals and Kansas City.
Bengals. I love this Kansas City slide that they're on. I love it. My team is not in the playoffs, so all these teams, I love them. I love them losing.
Jake Browning even though they only had 11 points last week, he still put up over 300 yards. And we all seen what happened with Kansas City against the Raiders.
They're not the defending champs. They're not playing like the defending champs. They're playing like the wide receivers playing like a group of chumps, and Kelsey is hurt and because he got a block all the time, and Mahomes is pressing. This is not the same championship team. Bengals by 2 touchdowns.
I think Kansas City comes back. I think they bounce back. Give me Kansas City. Green Bay against Minnesota.
I will take, because this is going to be a big game considering, even though I think Detroit already clinched the playoffs, won the division, whatever. As far as playoff conceit is going, I'll take the Packers. Give me the Pack.
Minnesota, Green Bay. No Jair Alexander because he messed up on a coin toss and they suspended him for a game.
From being
both these teams are still technically in. And they starting Jaron Hall. You know what? Give me your love boat. Give me the love boat. I'll go with Green Bay.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me the love boat. Give me the love boat. Jaron Hall. Yeah. Give me minutes. Give me Green Bay. I think Green Bay wins. But y'all, there you have it. We got another episode in the books. The last one of the year. Till 2024. Anything you got to say before we get on out of here?
No. Other than be safe, don't drink and drive, don't be stupid, don't shoot a gun in the air because that's stupid. This is what people do on New Year's, by the way. Yeah, and Happy New Year.
The Patriots
will cover though.
Again, thank y'all for tuning in. Again, every Saturday, 5 p.m. We'll be back next year. It'll be 2024. Talk shenanigans and see who's going to be in the news. Then there'll be week 18, the last game of the season, last week of the season. Teams are going to be playing spoilers to some. Some of these poopy teams will love to spoil people. So we'll talk about who's definitely in, who needs help to get in, who needs a miracle. Again, make sure y'all be safe. Have a good New Year. With your families, bring it in right. Please don't do nothing dumb. I don't want to see nothing about y'all in the news getting shot up or y'all got hit or y'all was drinking and wasn't smart about it. If you're going to drink, be in the house. That's the safest. That is the safest. That is the safest.
Get tore up in the crib and then go to bed.
Yep. Can't do no wrong in the house. If you fall, you can get hit by a car. You ain't get shot. You in the house. So, look, pass out in the middle of your living room floor for all I care and wake up and knowing you still in your house. But we gonna get on out of here, y'all. Y'all have a great rest of y'all evening. Because I'm gonna get ready for that game. Should be a good one. Stay safe, y'all. Happy New Year.
I mean, you can see right now, without LeBron, Lakers are struggling.
Let me tell you about a team I hate, all right? I know the Dallas Cowboy fan is here, so I had to make sure he knew how much I hate this team.
I'm ready. I've often said that the people who run baseball, they try very hard to ruin it.
Uptown Brooklyn,